Hello, my name is Robert Egan. I'm the VP of Sales at Accelerize 360. Accelerize 360 has been an SI and an ISV partner for the past 6 years and we've completed over 450 successful Salesforce implementations. Our teams have over 180 certifications in the products you see here. We are also a certified integration partner of Oracle Hospitality and Snowflake. Today I would like to introduce our new Opera Cloud PMS connector, Bellhop. Bellhop is a two-way connector that syncs data in real time using the latest Opera Cloud streaming API. That means that we can bring profile data, reservation data, and folio data into Salesforce. Bellhop allows hotels to unlock and unify critical hotel information to allow hoteliers to engage guests in real time and provide insights and next best actions. The following is a demonstration by Arpit Singh. He'll walk us through the integration.
Welcome to a quick demo of Opera Cloud to Salesforce connector. We're going to go over a few use cases and we will be using Opera Cloud Postman collection to simulate some of the events in Opera Cloud to show that the data flows in from Opera into Salesforce near real time. The connector brings over profiles, reservations, and folio information. It brings in the core data points, but we also have the ability to add more. It essentially continuously keeps listening to Opera Cloud Streaming API for pre-subscribed events. The four use cases we're going to go over in the demo today are profile record creation in Salesforce, which would then trigger and create a new profile in Opera Cloud. Then second, profile update in Opera. Third, reservation creation in Opera. And then fourth, folio creation in Opera. The last three should trigger an event through the Opera Cloud Streaming API, which the connector leverages to know when such changes occur to records in Opera and brings them into Salesforce. So the first one, let's start with by creating a profile record in Salesforce. And we're going to use the guest type profile here. So some of these fields are pre-filled with default values and some of these are required fields, which is why they are marked required on the page here. This should do. Let's save it. So what has happened so far is we have created a record, profile record in Salesforce, and under the hood what's happening is the connector knows this and it's using this information to create a profile record in Opera Cloud, and it's going to bring in the profile ID upon creation. So let's refresh this and see if it has completed the process. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna use this profile ID to make subsequent API calls. So I'm gonna save this here for later use. This profile ID is it kind of becomes the anchor to tie the subsequent information flowing in from Opera into Salesforce, like reservations, folio, and any updates coming to this profile. The second use case is to update the profile in Opera and show that those changes show up in Salesforce. And we're going to do that by adding phone and email to this profile. Let's refresh this real quick. And notice that there is no email or phone on this profile yet. Let's go and update the profile by adding the email and phone number to it. No errors, it has accepted the change. That means the record must have been updated in Opera Cloud, which must have triggered an event which the connector is listening to. And if we refresh it here, as we can see, the email and the phone number came over. The third use case is to then create a reservation for this profile and validate that data shows up correctly over into Salesforce under this particular profile. So let's go and create a new reservation for this profile. Alright, so reservation record got created. This ID we're going to use for subsequent demo steps. So let's save it here. Alright, it's already there. Let's go back to Salesforce and refresh the page and see if the reservation record has been brought over. Yes, as we can see, the reservation ID is the same as was here. We can also go into the reservation for more details. So if you click on the reservation record, we can see that we have the reservation dates, the guest information, the room type, number of guests, and the room information listed on the left as well. Now, all of this is essentially Salesforce UI. So that gives you the ability to customize the UI pages, show different views to different users based on their profiles and personas in Salesforce, or show or hide certain fields from certain users, show the order of layout of fields differently to different users, and also there are certain fields which are only backend fields that can be limited to only be accessible by system administrators. The fourth and the last use case we're going to show today is creation of a folio in Opera. To then, the data should show up in Salesforce. So we're going to go and create a folio for this reservation here. All right. So in order to complete the folio creation all the way, there are quite a lot of API calls that Opera Cloud Postman Collection has. In order to just simulate this in the interest of time for the demo, we're gonna use a workaround. So if I update the arrival time here for the reservation, that should do it. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Salesforce, and so far there was no folio tied to this reservation. Let's refresh the page. So at times it takes a few seconds because essentially what has happened under the hood is that Opera Cloud, for those changes we just made to the reservation and the folio, must have triggered events that the connector is listening to. And as soon as it receives the notifications for those events, it starts processing them. So as we can see, we have the folio record created sitting under the reservation record. If we click on it, we can see a little bit more details of the reservation folio and then folio windows right here. All right, so to summarize, we created a profile in Salesforce and we noticed that the profile got created in Opera. We then updated the profile by adding email and phone number, and we noticed that those changes came over into Salesforce near real time. We then added a reservation for this profile, and we noticed that that came in into Salesforce, and it sits right under that profile, correctly related. And lastly, we added folio to the reservation, and we noticed that that folio also came in and is sitting under the correct reservation record here. Alright, that's all for the demo today. Thank you for your time.